Azul rims out. Echo has been contented to just tap the ball to open teammates. San Beda trying to run at every opportunity. Escobar with an escape. Escobar with 4 points to lead all scorers. 7-5. San Beda, 7.5 to go.
Escobar really seems to be the matchup problem right now for Letran because, you know, they cannot probably afford to put Azul on him. That will take away a huge part of Azul's effectivity.
Inday squeaks off a shot, but it does not go. Hermida, Escobar, he traveled. At the other end of the floor, reporting on the Colegio de San Juan de Letran Knights, we have Aika Liave. Aika?
Yes, this is the clash of the Titans, and the Letran Knights will stop at nothing until they dethrone the defending champs. The Red Lions might be a strong team, but one thing we know for sure, we have already defeated them once, and we can most definitely do that again. Now, Coach Louis is expecting today's game to be very physical, and his order for today, no intentional foul. We should remain calm throughout the ballgame, but we should maintain our poise and play clean. The Knights will have to be patient now more than ever. They're taking it one day at a time, and now they're given the chance to snatch the Season 83 crown. All that Letran has to do today is to compete and enjoy the game. Bill?
All right, that was our Samsung courtside update with Samsung. It's not that hard to imagine.
That was a three-pointer by Ray Dangkal earlier on.
Hermida bombing away off the iron and out. The Red Lions trying to outjump the Knights who had better positioning. Azul. This is the first time I've seen RJ Azul with a dead serious look on his face. Normally you can't tell what's going on in his mind. Not too many second attempts for Letran so far.
Well, none for both sides. Really, looks like the coaches have really implanted that one shot per customer rule today.
14 seconds on the clock. Great one-on-one defense by Da.
Right now, San Beda's offense seems to be geared towards getting Aljamal and Escobar their shots. They haven't really gone to Equay so far.
Let's see what the call is. Perhaps a delay of game warning, or unless there was a foul away from the ball. 6 minutes and 4 seconds left on the clock. All right, there it is. A delay of game warning against Miko Pinday, staying too close to the inbounder.
And you might think that, you know, it's a warning, but then again, that means the next call will be a technical already against Letran, and that's shot and possession.
11 seconds on the shot clock, 6 minutes and 2 seconds for the first quarter. Frank Lim trying to leave his stamp as a great head coach. Foul on the play. It will count for Minor.
That seems to be quite a loose interpretation of continuation.
We will have a bonus free throw for Minor when we come back. In the meantime, a Samsung timeout. Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine. 9-7, San Beda.
Imagine TV Reborn that gives you the luxury of space. With Samsung Slim Fit, it's not that hard to imagine.
New Cheesy Pops Pizza with 24 pullable bites and 3 cheeses in every pop.
Pop, pop. Cheesy Pops, Cheesy Pop, Pop. Yeah, yeah. Cheesy Pop, 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 Pop. It's pop, gotta pop. Cheesy Pops, Cheesy Pops, Pop. It makes me wanna do the pop, pop. Cheesy Pops, Cheesy Pops, Cheesy Pops.
Matchup doesn't get
RJ Azul And I was teasing Kelvin De La Peña earlier on during the pregame that this is a great matchup between these two. And the only other guard who's probably in the same class as this two is Casey De La Peña.
And he's a better rebounder too.
That's true. And the only problem is there are only 2 slots in the mythical 5 for guards. So one of them will have to,
Be a forward.
be a forward.
RJ Azul tried to wrap around pass, but the red lines were ready for it. 9-7. Escobar firing away. It goes!
Looks like everybody has guns ablaze this afternoon.
Azul going up strong, losing the ball.
Cannot be tentative in this kind of
Oh
game.
no, definitely not. 5-point lead for San Beda. And this is where Letran has to be careful because San Beda has a tendency to blow games open early.
But they also have the tendency to relax once they've blown the game open. So that is something that Letran can also count on. But right now, maybe the focus is different.
Escobar using a huge screen from Ekwe. There will be a foul on Faundo most likely. No, it's on Ekwe. Faundo had a forearm in his chest, but he brushed it off.
Ekwe sounds a bit frustrated.
Tranquilem,
And this is the sea of red backing up the roaring Red Lions.
well, like I once said, the Araneta Coliseum looks like the Philippine flag. Red on one side, blue on the other. Just need to paint the sun and stars on the court.
Ano lang kasi, nakikita sa TV kasi yung red side kasi yung side ng San Beda. But the other side is definitely an ocean of blue.
Oh, yes.
And I'm sure we'll take a shot of it later.
Almost equally divided, and Letran now starting to miss rather badly. Under 5 minutes to go, Escobar.
It looks like the first substitutions of the game will come into the Letran side.
Alley-oop foiled by the Knights. Dunk out, stops and pops. It doesn't drop. Ekwe with his 4th rebound. Escobar to Menor. He wants to gather some steam and drive to the basket as he always does. Hindai taking the ball away. Wrap around, gets lost. Azul beating a path to the bucket off the glass. Playing it very smart.
Great move by RJ Azul. He knew he had to capitalize on the fact that Sam Ekwe was not looking at his back turn. And Beda throws it away.
It'll be a baseline inbound to the front court of the Knights as Ray Guevara and Kirk Del Rosario come in. Guevara, of course, had that big 7-point explosion in the last minute of their game against San Beda in the first round.
For a while there, we thought that San Beda was going to start blowing the game open. They had a 5-point lead and possession. But now the lead is down to 3, and the Knights can actually cut into the lead further.
Guevara owned at the high post. Guevara on the wing, fires a long one. It's a 3, and we are tied at 12, but
Guevara's really worked on that shot all season long. Was never known for his range before this year.
Ekwe trying to post up and Emilio doesn't spot him. Offensive foul. Leaned a little too hard on his defensive man.
Offensive foul number 16, Borgie Amida, his first 3 on Sameda.
3:35 to go. Let's take another look at that courtesy of Smart. The power to lead. El Rosario wants to go to the post. They're drawing out no one in particular. The alley-oop to Guevara. It does not go.
Almost got the tip in as well. But
Almost tipped in by Ekwe.
That's true.
Right, the adrenaline rush has started to ebb. Ekwe in the post. That's his move. It does not drop. That was his first attempt, though.
And you know what who hasn't taken an attempt for San Beda? OG Menor.
Oh, yes.
Usually it's Menor who gets off early for them. And then si Aljaman and Escobar will kick in.
Azul left in the corner. You know what amazes me? That quick release.
You know what else amazes me? San Beda's leaving him open.
15-12. They haven't learned their lesson. RJ Azul had 18 points in the 4th quarter the last time these two teams met.
Ano yun eh, yung kasabihan ng Bilyo. Alam mo naman kung sino papatay sa iyo eh.
Oo.
Hindi niya pabandayan yun.
There you go. RJ Menor with his first attempt. Ray Guevara out to attack the basket. The Knights call a timeout. They are up by 1 with 2:27 to play in the first. It's a Samsung timeout. With Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine.
Ito na pala yung mag-blow out.
So hungry.
Mag-order na kami,
Pizza.
ha?
Thank you, ma'am. Enjoy your meal.
Guys, mag-ATM muna ako.
Don't worry, Pizza Hut's Big Shot meals are only 99 pesos per person.
Started as a stream. We all in. Converse on the feet. We all win. We all in. It's time to get in. Get in the game so we on fast break. Come get in the lane. Make a wish, all I heard was the it's close to airport, so that should have meant 6. But call it a 3, call him the best, call him wait, call him the D. We all in. We all win.
I choose to have a choice.
I choose when to chill. I choose when to be sweet.
I choose what to taste.
The choosy ones now have KFC snackables. Wow, sulit.
Letran won its last 2 titles in the years 2003 and 2005. So sort of like the San Antonio Spurs. They're hoping every other year is the key.
Kala ko trailer na ito ng Iron Man.
Or he's Hogwarts furniture. 15-14, Letran leads. Coming up on the last 2 minutes, reaching foul on Beda. The teams have been very judicious in dispensing fouls. And this is Beda foul that puts Beda in penalty, but only 2:20 to go.
Letran seems to be taking the right attitude in this series. They have nothing to lose. They know they're not the favorite team in this final.
And who would have thought? Inside, Guevara, nobody.
Guevara has hit 5 points since coming off the bench.
The Knights are playing very sharp today. The Red Lions denied the fast break opportunity enough to work in a half-court set. Eckler, turnaround jumper. Normally he hits that shot. Raymond Magain, or rather Bam Bam Gamalinda, on the floor now. Al-Jamal.
You see, this is where having a powerhouse lineup sometimes works against you, Bill. Because it seems that in the offensive Beda, everybody needs to get a certain amount of touches.
All right.
Unlike in maybe the system of Letran, Azul can call the shots.
Absolutely. They throw the ball away. Del Rosario could get a fast break here. Decides to pull it out.
And give it to Azul.
Azul using a screen from Florida. He just knocks those jumpers in with impunity.
I think he's just missed 1 shot so far today.
He's got 10 points, including 2 3-pointers. 19-14, Letran by 5.
But that's the right thing to do. Azul has to be incandescent for Letran to have even a chance in this series.
Oh, he has to be nuclear. Guevara, step back jumper.
And for Guevara to go 3 for 3 with the early going, something that we haven't seen really for this entire season.
The referees are going to call a warning on somebody. 1:06 to go, 21. Second motion on Da, and he's claiming somebody hit him first.
Well, that is one of the powder kegs here for Letran.
Oh boy.
Yung mga tipong madaling nasindihan eh.
Oh, kasi lahat naman ang binabantayan niya mas malaki sa kanya.
So yan, he always has to give up a lot of inches. Maybe not exactly pounds, but inches.
Out of the ball, will check in the next dead ball situation. Gamalinda hurries the shot.
Which maybe he didn't have to. 40 seconds left in the first. Oh, another pass by the
They are just punching holes in the defense of Beda.
And that is really important here for Letran here in the first quarter to make a statement. Put some.
There's a a foul downstairs. It will probably be on Guevara, who has trouble keeping track of the speedier red lines. And for someone who has such great mobility, his lateral is questionable.
And that will now sit down. Cabonce. No less of a powder keg either.
16-2 run here for the Knights, and they are up by 9. Shot clock is off.
That's San Beda by surprise. And Beda blowing a layup. Letran has the last shot, which I'm sure Hazul knows.
Oh, yeah. Hazul down the middle, teardrop off the glass, doesn't go. Enough time for San Beda to get up a shot if they can get the outlet. From midcourt, even from there, Escobar had a body on it. 23-14. Spectacular first quarter for the Letran Knights, but you know the Red Lions of San Beda will be back, and so will we.
You're in for hardcore excitement as we bring you the new season of the NCAA with PS Bank.
Ito na pala yung mag-blow out.
I'm
so hungry. Mag-order pa
pizza. Thank you, ma'am. Enjoy your meal.
Guys, mag-i-ATM muna ako.
Don't worry, Pizza Hut's Big Shot meals are only 99 pesos per person.
Bite into the bright side with Cloud9's lush mix of chocolate, nougat, caramel, and nuts.
Ooh, I belong.
Time to chuck your old male facial cleanser. New Trix Exfol Cleanser. Harder on pimples, tougher on oil. Thanks to its micro-exfoliating action. Trix Exfol Cleanser. More than your usual male facial cleanser.
There once was a bone-thin girl who lived in a bare bones room. Oh, it'll be my birthday soon! She opened her closet to see nothing to make her feel pretty. Her dress was shabby and she unhappy. Oh, woe is me! I feel so crabby. Then through her tears, she did see a trinket all shiny, all bony, an absolute joy. But instead of a boy, she won the affections of a dingo named Roy. Silverworks.
Nahihiya ako.
Pa, si Rika.
Hi, Rika.
Oh, kain na. KFC fully loaded meal yan.
Tita, bakit di ko maubos? Uy, favorite ko to. Original recipe. Try mo yung mushroom. Uy, mashed potato. Brownie pa. Busog na yata ako.
The KFC fully loaded meal.
Buti na lang nag-fully loaded tayo.
Second quarter is underway. The Knights lead by 9. A couple of new faces on the floor. J.R. Taganas coming in for the Red Lions. And
giving Al-Jamar a bit of a rest.
Raymar Dutilban coming in for the Knights. Sam Ekwe with a rebound, his 6th of the game.
Interestingly enough, Ekwe has stayed on the floor together with Beda for San Beda.
Now let's go back to the points that Kelvin De La Pena was making at the start of the game. KC, what did you notice in the first quarter?
Well, so far, San Beda is doing a lot of pushing the ball. They're doing a lot of attacking. I think Minor and Escobar are doing a great job, but they're not. Some of the guys are not really finishing. For me, in order for them to be more successful, I think they need to slow it down and give it to Ekwe and Al-Jamar more. So, but they need to, they play their game, push the ball, attack the rim, but sometimes they need to slow it down.
All right, so variety in tempo.
there's no limit as to what he can accomplish. But once he starts missing, he starts doubting. And then, tuloy-tuloy na yan.
Menor, under the basket, he is pushed by Gutilban. Pia Gorin, meanwhile, has the latest dish on the Red Lions. Pia?
The story of this series will be rebounds. And Coach reminded them to finish each defensive play with a rebound. They need to have the will to get that ball every time. They also they need to concentrate on what they're doing. Otherwise, it'll be an extra struggle later on. Coach also reminded them not to allow the Knights to push them around. Stand their ground and keep attacking. Now, with the recent run on the scoreboard, it looks like they're taking heat. Bill, back to you.
All right. Menor fouled under the basket, gets 2 free throws, missing the first. We have Reposar and Pinday on the floor now for Letran, the men in blue. Or if you're watching this in black and white, buy a new TV set. No, they're the dark-colored uniforms today.
That first quarter sort of reminds me of the late Bill Walsh, former coach of the San Francisco 49ers football team, who would script the first 20 plays that they would run. It doesn't matter what the situation was, they would run those 20 plays. And then, they'll just play it by ear after that. Parang ganun yata yung nangyari sa Letran. They ran the first quarter perfected, and when forced to umido na yung second quarter, medyo nahirapan sila.
Ekwe, nabigyan ng libreng tira, hindi pumasok, nakuha ni Menor, fresh shot clock for San Beda. And we've been talking a lot about the bench of Letran and the bench of San Beda. So far, the bench of San Beda has been performing better.
That's true.
Menor backing up the smaller Gutilban. Offensive foul, it will not count.
Gutilban is actually what passes for right now the bench of Letran.
Well, you have Guevara also on the team.
Yes, but they hope to get a lot more out of guys like Reposar and Abonce and Melegrito.
We have a Samsung timeout in Samsung. It's not that hard to imagine. Letran has not scored in the second quarter. They are down by 1.
Started as a dream. We all in. Got birds on the feet. We all win. We all in. It's time to get in. Get in the game so we on fast break. Don't get in the lane. Make a wish, all I heard was the wish. It's close to half court, so that should have meant 6. But call it a 3, call him the best, call him wait, call him the D. We all in. We all win.
Sa Globe i-text mo, linggo-linggo, mga Honda CR-V ipamimigay. May grand prize pang house and lot. Text na. Sinong sasabay? Kasya pa 4! Uy! Sorry ako dyan! Apat lang!
Yun! Pop! It's pop! Don't stop!
Pizza Hut's new Cheesy Pops Pizza. 24 pullable bites, popping with 3 cheeses.
Cheesy Pops! Cheesy Pops! Cheesy Pops!
San Beda has won back-to-back titles before, but back in 1977 and 1978.
Frankie Lim was a member of that team, coached by Juan Carbonell, who's also
still on the bench. And Senator Freddie Webb, a member of the Letran Knights and a member of our last Olympic basketball team in 1972.
I think he played for the Knights 1970 title, if I'm not mistaken.
Azul, Reposar. The Knights more tentative now and not finishing this shot.
And Escobar is back on the hard court for San Beda.
Escobar escaping. He is fouled from behind by Gutilban. And Letran has no answer for Escobar here.
Pretty much like the first play of the game.
Letran now in the penalty with 5 minutes to go. San Beda is 1 foul away.
Very few players know how to use picks and screens like this kid, Strong Escobar.
Yes, you have to cut very close to the screen so to follow.
That's true. And he does that so well.
And he finishes off the three-point play. Three of the San Beda players on the floor came from the Red Cubs. Gamalinda, Paganas, and Menor. Nobody is screaming for Azul. Da comes out to help. Azul fumbling the pass, puts it over to Gilban. That's his shot. Not this time. Azul going up strong. He is the safety valve of this team.
That's true. Speaking of high school stalwarts, Azul was a former squire.
Yes.
Was moved up to the senior ranks.
And you have seen his progression the last 3 years. Ekwe against Nemosad. Turnaround jumper does not go. And they are just going to let Ekwe shoot the jump shot.
I think they'd be happy to let him shoot as much as he wants. That would mean having the ball out of the hands of guys like Menor and Escobar.
Down for three. In and out. Backed out by Escobar. Beda will sit down. Al-Jamal returns. And you notice the confidence level of Yusuf Al-Jamal has gone up even further since he turned pro.
That's true. Parang na-assure na siya that, for the longest time, there were some doubts as to whether or not he would cut it, at the next level because he was a classic tweener.
Yes.
He's not really big enough to play power forward, but he's not really quick enough to be a shooting, to be a small forward. But right now, since he can shoot and he can defend, he probably has a close.
Ekwe reaching across to block the shot of Da, and it will be a turnover. But Da had a good first move. It was when he hesitated that he got caught.
There's the ward off.
25-27, Letran has only scored 2 points.
Paganas had the ball knocked away, but Escobar
sees daylight, finds Menor open for three. Yes!
5-point lead now for San Beda.
And remember, just minutes ago, Letran was up by 9. Holding foul on Menor.
And trying to tell his teammates, look, I have a hard time being guarded here. I need some help. Yes. Provide me some covers, some screens I can work with.
Second foul on Menor. Both teams in the penalty. Rosar will not shoot from there.
Ibarra waiting for his chance from back here.
Dai has Ekwe fall over him. But there was a foul first. Let's see who it's on.
Jamal.
And that'll be 2 free throws for Miko Kinday.
Former Knights, Eric Rodriguez and Jonathan Aldave. We also saw Boy at Bautista earlier today, and there he is with his headgear.
That's a Kirby Rodriguez. Borja Hermida comes in. And now the starters are complete once again for Franklin. 3:27 to go.
No, Billy Moody from the 98 championship team. Which is the first of 3 for Louis Alas. Here they are.
In and out, but Kinday trying to chase it down. Menor held it last.
So for San Beda, this is practically the same team that won the title last year, the way they accepted Alex Angeles.
Yes. And Hermida was coming off the bench.
That's true.
And he had a knee injury, but he's 100% today, as you can see. Menor has it not loose. Great recovery by Damhan. Boy, a lot of people on their feet, considering how much they paid for these seats. Azul, trapped in the corner, goes baseline. There's a screen, Doc cutting inside.
Letran plays so much better when relaxed and not rushing things.
Absolutely. Now they are within 2 points. So we have a Samsung timeout with Samsung. It's not that hard to imagine. San Beda 30, Letran 28.
You're getting a first look at the new season of your NCAA with Samsung.
Neighbor asks you to feed his dog while he's out of town. You notice he has the new Samsung LCD TV. It's stunning, so you agree. Once you're in the apartment, you admire its elegant design. The more you're there, the more you want to stay. The more you wish this was your TV, your apartment. With the beautifully designed Samsung LCD TV, it's not that hard to imagine.
I choose to have a choice.
I choose when to chill. I choose when to be sweet.
I choose what to taste.
The choosy ones now have KFC snackables. Wow, sweet.
.28, 2:54 to go.
Francis Mercado, former Red Lion, back in the late 90s. Derek Pumare,
yes.
Red Club, I think.
As you said, good.
Well, Derek also probably here because his boss is here.
Oh, yeah. So a rare turnover for Pong Escobar. Rosar, not known as a shooter. Now they're trying to keep the baseline to Azul. Decides to take a three-point shot anyway. Kinday taking it away from Escobar. He is fouled. And that's where San Beda has problems with the long rebound.
True. You know how Kinday is. I mean, he would just throw his body at the ball and attempt to get it. And when he goes up to shoot, to whom it may concern him.
Yeah. Like diving on a hand grenade.
That's true. Getting a foul is really extra.
But he is vastly improved as a free throw shooter.
That's true.
Become more in the mold of Aaron Aban.
You know, for the longest time, I think that was his curse. Everybody was comparing him to Aaron Aban. He would be the next coming. And they're actually totally different players. You take a look. Another former San Beda stalwarts, Dindo Pumarin.
Jerry Esplana.
And Jerry Esplana.
Ekwe smothered. He is fouled. Will have to earn it from the free throw line.
Of course, Dindo Pumarin has the luxury of a few days off. I think.
Oh, boy. At least 2 more game days off.
Yes.
Maybe 3.
So he's taking their opportunity to look at the other side, where things began for him as well. There's Louis Alas.
Louis Alas told me that his key to winning would just be to keep the game close. Keep the game close until the 4th quarter. Ekwe, still an adventure from the free throw line.
And, you know, honestly, Bill, the only reason why Letran is even given a chance in this series is because of Louis Alas.
You said it. And as they say, you don't play the game on paper.
That's true.
Da, skirting around Ekwe, jump hook, rolls off the iron. Kinday tapping to Rosar.
Tristan Macandaya and JP Alcaraz, members of that 2005 team.
What a team that was.
That was
They had a 6'4" shooting guard. Escobar complaining that Kinday is blanketing him. No fouls being called. Ekwe double team, there is contact.
They're fronting and backing Sam Ekwe.
No, they'd rather have Ekwe at the free throw line where he can't do any harm. Or so they think.
Back to the line for Sam Ekwe.
Free throw shooting in this ballgame. Letran 3 of 4. San Beda a woeful 1 of 7. Let's see if Ekwe can improve that.
There you go.
2 of 8 now.
He was just calibrating with the first two. Before halftime, Ekwe making two. The lead is neither team.
Parang gusto kong bumili ng loto.
32 all. Each team has had its taste of the lead.
Tingnan ko muna kung makashoot kasi Ekwe ng dalawang.
Azul lost it. Oh, Shah tried to keep it in bounds. Goes to Beda.
Well, it just so happens that both teams have made tremendous runs in this ball game. So it should be fitting that with a minute and 18 to go before halftime, the score is tied. And Letran defense once again forcing a turnover.
Franklin not complaining. Escobar saying he got hit in the face.
But you know,
pero walang tumutulong kasi partner.
You gotta play through it. You will get hit. This is going to be physical. Nobody said basketball was not a physical game.
Oh yes. You want a non-physical game? Play table tennis.
Then again, I know some people will get hurt.
And we're batting. Reposar for three.
Not really his shot, but then again.
What is? Under a minute to go. 32 all. Contact under the basket. Da complaining about something.
Da and Al-Jamal. That's going to be called on Da. And Louis Alas telling Da, look, you have to cool it a little bit. It's like, you know, this assignment is to guard Al-Jamal. But maybe he's taking it just a bit too much personally.
It is a tough job.
Of course, you like that kind of intensity and passion in your player, but sometimes you also have to mix it up with, you know, thinking what the right thing to do is.
Mahaba pa yung laro.
Sure. And that's why he has to be recalled back to the bench.
He has 2 fouls. So Alvin Cabonce comes into the game.
Azul has been relatively quiet the last couple of minutes.
Oh, he's been keeping them in order.
That's true. He's stabilized them.
They're going to milk the clock now. In dive for 3. Reposar, unmolested.
Nobody put a body on him.
Escobar just barreling in. There's a blocking foul beyond Reposar. And you know, Escobar's great at reading the openings of the defense. Enjoying the game.
Coach
Tony Garcia, one of the assistants of Frankie Lim.
Former head coach of the Laguna Lakers.
True.
And MLQU, if I'm not mistaken. The Bebista bomb from Escobar. 11 points.
Iniisip ko nga, hindi connection dito Richie sa game. Nakasama si Derek.
Baka hinahanap pa niya. Sama mo. Niligaw mo pa yung tao. Final 25.7 seconds. And we'll get the much-needed breather.
Nakaisip nga rin ako.
Hernida. He's it off his foot.
And you know, the turnover should be interesting at halftime. Because that, in the first 2 games, that is the standout statistic. 23 turnovers for Beda, 15 for Letran in average. Beda already with 8 in the first quarter.
And Letran only 2. Thanks to this guy, RJ Azul. Cabonce will not shoot from there, but will take it strong inside. Inday evading Ekwe, tipping it up. Ekwe finally yanks it down.
And that should be it.
That ends the first half. And what an action-packed first half it has been. Beda Red Lions 35, the Letran Knights 34. And a lot more action coming your way after all our halftime stuff. This is Game 1 of the NCAA Finals.
New Cheesy Pops Pizza with 24 pullable bites and 3 cheeses in every pop.
Pop, pop, pops, cheesy pop, pop. Yeah, yeah. Cheesy pop, 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 pop. It's pop, gotta pop. Cheesy pops, pop. It makes me wanna do the pop, pop. Cheesy pops, cheesy pops. Cheesy pops.
Para di kang magkaproblema pag sumali ka sa Kabarkada Break the Bank, konting reminders lang kabarkada. 1. Make sure marami kang load. 2. Maghanap ng lugar na malakas ang signal. 3. Fully charge ng cellphone mo. 4. Pag tinawagan ka, dapat may TV kang kaharap. Pag nanalo ka,
100,000 pesos!
manlibre ka naman ha. Tutok na sa Kabarkada Break the Bank. Weeknight, 7:30 p.m. on Studio 23, Kabarkada mo.
Ito na pala yung mag-blow out.
So hungry.
Mag-order na
Yung
kami,
pizza.
ha?
Thank you, ma'am. Enjoy your meal.
Guys, mag-ATM muna ako.
Don't worry, Pizza Hut's Big Shot meals are only 99 pesos per person.
We're coming to you live on Studio 23 from the Araneta Coliseum. It's the first game in the final series between Beda and Letran, and at halftime, the score is 35-34 in favor of Beda. Now, while we wait for the intense second half of this game to begin, feast your eyes on the Beda Cheerleaders Association, followed by the Letran cheering squad in this Samsung cheer dance exhibition. With Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine.
35-34 is our count, and each team has had its own run. San Beda starting off mightily in the second quarter. 10 unanswered points to erase a 9-point lead by Letran.
But Letran was able to steady itself when RJ Azul came back. And with their defense making life difficult for San Beda, they were able to make a game of it. And right now, the lead is just one for San Beda at the end of 20 minutes.
And very interesting if you would look at the stats to see how the teams each had their ups and downs and see if it all balances out at halftime.
Well, it did. Somehow, kahit ano man yung nangyari ng first half, nagdikit din naman yung score at the end of 20 minutes of play. San Beda shooting close to 50% from the field, but Letran sort of closing the gap by making more free throws. Rebounding, San Beda winding up with a slight edge. But turnovers, that seems to be the big number. San Beda averaging 23 a game in their two games against Letran. Rather, they already have 13 at the halfway mark. Letran closer to their average with just 9.
All right, as we mentioned, offense versus defense today, and the scoring leaders, the usual suspects and people who normally take charge. Pong Escobar, as we mentioned, starting off, playing heavy minutes and unbeatable off the dribble so far.
And RJ Azul has been red hot from the outside, and his early work enabled Letran to at least not get by that avalanche of points scored by San Beda at the start of the second period.
And those are our leading scorers, and you will see that there's still a lot of support.
These two already this season, so there should be no more surprises left here in this third game. We just have to execute and do what do what their game plan suggests them do, and they should come out victorious.
All right, let's go quickly now to Kelvin De La Peña. Kelvin, what happened in the second quarter? Why was there such a big turnaround?
I think the San Beda team started playing defense. They were more aggressive. They took care of the ball more, but at the same time they were. Escobar was directing traffic, but at the same time, a couple of guys were careless with the basketball, and that's why they're leading in turnovers right now. Al Jamal's a little cold right now, can't find his rhythm, and Ekwa's still the same, but he's got to box out. He's got to take care of Repressar and the Kindais for the loose balls, but they just got to be more positive, and they got to take care of the ball game. You got to play through it, even though they're not getting the calls and their teammates are doing some negative stuff, but they just got to play through it. This is the finals.
All right, thank you.
Malipat naman tayo kay Marvin. Marvin, yung Letran, maganda yung lamang nila ng first quarter, pero naglaho bigla ito. Ano ba sa tingin mo, maganda pa rin ba ang pwesto ng Letran papasok ng second half?
Hello. Siguro kaya humabol yung Letran ay yung San Beda, gawa ng nilabas si RJ Azul, hindi na pumapasok yung mga outside shooting nila. Tsaka yung defense nila, kailangan yung defense ng San Beda talagang sobrang lumakas. Kailangan nilang pasukan sa loob. Tsaka yung outside shooting, sobrang napakasama. Kailangan ma-break nila yung defense. Tsaka yung full court press nila, kailangan ilabas na nila ngayong second half.
Maraming salamat, Marvin.
37-34 now, thanks to Menor, and Ray Guevara picking up where he left off very briefly on the floor and had 7 points right away.
Halos siya. More than a point a minute si Ray Guevara so far sa larong ito.
Now he has 9. Trouble defending against Escobar. Menor trying his luck from the outside. It is an air ball.
So, kumbaga yung first half, sabihin natin yan yung feeling out period, kung ano yung gagawin ng bawat isa. Mga nagkaalaman na, now, yung adjustments at halftime, yan yung malaking bagay that a lot of people do not really give full weight to. You get prepared for like several days for a game, and things can happen in the first half. But yung adjustment mo between the first and second half, very important.
Absolutely. That's why we go to the dugout. A couple of misses by Letran. They're down by 1. 3 seconds. Sam Ekwe. Sometimes it is just as important to box somebody into the paint as it is to let him stay away from the basket. Azul against Menor. That is the matchup.
This seems to be the calm before the storm, Bill. Kung nag-iipon ang lakas ng dalawang team for that surge.
Azul Going to Paulo, short stab. Finally makes the shot.
Really was scoreless in the first half, so they need a lot more from Brian Paulo, especially here in the last 2 quarters.
Sure, couldn't keep it away from Menor, who is fouled going up. And Menor and Escobar in particular will create a lot of problems for Letran attacking the basket.
However, Menor looks a bit winded as he remains on the floor.
That was on Beda. That is his third. And he will send Menor to the free throw line. Oh, he's made of sturdy stuff. The youngest of 3 basketball-playing brothers. He's used to playing against bigger guys and getting maltreated by them. That slow-mo was brought to you by Smart with the power to lead.
As
he takes his free throws, let's check in now with Michael Viave reporting on Letran. Michael?
Well, Coach Louis was looking at the statistics a while ago, and he was happy with the overall performance of the team. He commended them for doing a great job so far, but he also reminded them that we are only halfway there. Now the Knights will have to be decisive at all times and show no hesitations at all. We have to deny them off the backcourt, and in order to do that, we have to tighten up the defense more. On offense, Coach Louis told them, "Wag kayong magmamadali. Use up the shot clock if you have to." The Knights should keep a mindset.
Paulo left open. Doesn't get it to go. Guevara rejected by Ekwe. Camarita is bumped.
his first 3 of the night.
13th foul of Letran. 3:04 to go.
You know, when you have Esco in front of you, you can't get too fancy.
Oh, yeah.
Just throw it up as high as you can.
Take it strong. They may get a foul. Escobar really being manhandled by the guards of Letran.
This kid is made of sterner stuff.
That's also from Shakespeare.
That's Stanley.
Here's Mike Lee. The Letran Knights call a Samsung timeout. With Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine. Schubert Represar will check in for Letran. When we come back, the Red Lions have a 4-point lead.
Ito na pala yung mag-blow out.
So hungry.
Mag-order na kami,
Pizza.
ha?
Thank you, ma'am. Enjoy your meal.
Guys, mag-ATM muna ako.
Don't worry, Pizza Hut's Big Shot meals are only 99 pesos per person.
Started as a dream. We all in. Converse on the feet. We all win. We all in. It's time to get in. Get in the game so we on fast break. Don't get in the lane. Make a wish, all I heard was the swish. It's close to half court, so that should have meant 6. But call it a 3, call him the best, call him wait, call him the D. We all in. We all win.
Time to chuck your old male facial cleanser. New Trix Exfol Cleanser. Harder on pimples, tougher on oil. Thanks to its micro-exfoliating action. Trix Exfol Cleanser. More than your usual male facial cleanser.
I choose to have a choice.
I choose when to chill. I choose when to be sweet.
I choose what to taste.
The choosy ones now have KFC snackables. Wow, sweet.
Join us in NCAA Season 84 by contacting ABS-CBN Sports Sales at telephone number 0920-916-7051. Gutilban firing from long range. He is fouled, and he will have to take 3 free throws. You can also visit us at www.ncaa.org.ph. Second foul on Bong Escobar. Garbo Lanete coming in for the first time. 3 free throws for Raymar Gutilban, and any coach would call that a poor foul. And there's Kirby Raimundo.
Another member of that 1998 Letran title team.
Bilbao missing the first charity. 2:38 to play in the third quarter of game 1. Crowd simmering, waiting for a reason to erupt. I think they forgot that he has 3 free throws coming to him. By the way, if you want to know more about San Beda's rich history and last year's championship run, read A Time to Roar by Coach Jude Roque with a foreword by former Senator Rene Sagisak. And the proceeds will go to the San Beda basketball program.
But you better watch it because he may have to write an epilogue to that book.
Well, a new edition, a new chapter. Jamal in the post. Egbert behind him. Shot clock at 7. Short.
You're going to see the scrambling Letran defense. You know, just really trying to keep it close. You know, not allow San Beda to get off on a big run, get a double-digit advantage.